That's the demo that I'm going to give right now. That's the example I'm going to highlight you right now. I hope I'm audible. Now see this example. Standard prompting this is like I teaching you. You are understanding the step-by-step procedure, and then you try to sort it out. That's the way we are trying to tell you. Now let's take a very simple example. Roger has 5 tennis balls. He buys 2 more cans of tennis balls. Each can has 3 tennis balls. How many tennis balls he has now? Now the answer is 11. I just gave the blind answer as 11. This is the training part of it. I trained the engine with my expectation. I say that I'm going to ask you something like this in future. The question would be of this format and the answer could be of this format. And I gave it as an example, as a sample. Now I'm asking it the next question. The cafeteria had 23 apples. If they used 20 to make lunch and bought 6 more, how many apples do they have?
You want to clear this, right?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Perfect. Now what happens is the answer is 27. Is it right? No. The answer is 23 minus 20. So 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 should be the answer. But why did the engine hallucinate? Why did the engine not give the right result? It did not give the right result because we did not do it right during the training. So what is expected? Very simple. I'm moving to the right now. Roger has 5 tennis balls. He buys 2 more cans of tennis balls. Each can has got 3 tennis balls. How many tennis balls does he have right now? I gave the answer in the previous attempt here, as you can see, as 11, but that's not the way it has to be given. I need to break it into small modules. Roger started with 5 balls. 2 cans of 3 tennis balls each made it as 6. 5 plus 6 is hence 11. This is the way I need to clearly say step by step that this is how you should evaluate. Now, when I throw the same question again, the cafeteria had 23 apples. If they used 20 to make lunch and bought 6 more, how many apples do they have? Now it will understand that the description I have given earlier is the method to follow and to get the result. So now it will go ahead with that kind of evaluation. The cafeteria had 23 apples originally. They used 20 to make lunch. So 23 minus 20 is 3. Now they bought 6 more extra. So 3 plus 6 is 9. And the answer is 9. This is called as chain of thought. These 3 types of prompting is very, very important. During the earliest stage of GenAI engines, say way back in 2023, earlier stages, this chain of thought was not part of it. Chain of thought is now getting part of all these engines so that even if you are not giving demonstrative questions with answers for training, it is trying to understand. The results are getting better, but it's not 100% perfect though. So please understand, whenever you are using these kind of engines, it is better to be as much descriptive as possible so that it gives you the right results. I hope I have been clear in whatever I have conveyed till now. If you have any questions, the online people, please type it in the chat box. I'll take it up at the end of it. Anyways, Jay is there to mediate between you and me for the classroom listeners. Now, we are getting into the next phase of it. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'll show you some very interesting examples also. It's all easy. I mean, nothing is difficult with respect to GenAI when you want to learn it with the Tiber Developer Cloud. I'll show you that. Jay has already introduced you with the capacity of the Developer Cloud, and now I'm going to show you some examples as well. Now, just ask you this question.
One thing is you can go a little bit slow so that
students
catch it. Yeah.
No problem. So now the example that I'm going to take is stable diffusion with the Tiber Developer Cloud. Now, what is it? Very simple. We are going to do some content generation. That's all. We can generate images. We can generate the image plus text to image. We can do RAG part also. I'll walk you through that. All these content generation will happen, and that's going to be the generative model that we are going to use. That's all. Stable diffusion is a very creative content generation technique, which is going to help you in generating creative images. We are going to talk about how do we get the text to image conversion done. I'm going to give the text input as some text, for example, as some example, a quiet sunset over the ocean. If you have to draw this, or if you have to create a model by yourself and to generate output this way, it's going to be very difficult. So please understand this point. If you want to create your own LLM, it's going to be very, very difficult and cost consuming. It's not easy because you may need GPU, you may need a large volume of data. So it is always preferred to use the existing open models and tune it to your expectation and work it with that. So that's the best way to handle this LLM learnings and LLM creations. And that is what is suggested by experts even. So I request you to go with that point. Instead of creating something new, go ahead, take the existing one, fine tune it and try out things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you demonstrations of this stable diffusion to generate some excellent images with the Intel Data Center GPU Max series. Jay has already spoken about it during his quick brief on what is Intel Developer Cloud. I mean the Tiber Developer Cloud and what kind of GPUs, CPUs are there. He spoke about it. I'll walk you through that again quickly, and we are going to utilize the samples available there for us to understand how do we generate content. Now see a simple example here. I'm going to just take through a simple example. I'm going to give an input here. You can see that a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. So when I give this input, the stable diffusion model will be capable of generating a creative image, the AI generated image, and you will be able to get results as much closer as possible. Again, I put a strong disclaimer here. This is creative. It may not be 100% perfect like you clicking a photograph. There are multiple versions of stable diffusion model. Version of 1.5 billion model is what is used in our demonstration that I'm going to show you, which means the number of images that I have trained, that I have used for the model to be trained on is around 1.5 billion. There are multiple various versions available for stable diffusion. You can try that out. More the images used, better the results would be. One can fine tune the parameters, and it is a very simple work. As I told you, we are going to generate few contents out of here, few images out of here, and we are going to use a simple phrase called as a photo of an astronaut riding a horse on the Mars. And stable diffusion model will be able to understand the text input, and it will be able to give you the expected image output, and that's what is presented in front of you. It's a very simple thing. Descriptive prompting is better. As much as possible, you be very clear with the prompt so that the system understands it, the AI engine understands it, and it meets your expectation. More descriptive you are, better the results will be. This is one thing that we need to understand, right? So is this the only thing that stable diffusion does? No. I'm going to give a text input. Along with that, I can also give a input which is called as image input. The stable diffusion model will be able to combine the crux of the text plus the image, and it will be able to give you the new image generated, and that's what is presented here. Now, a zombie running through woods is the text I have given. You can see that I have got an image sample here. These two will be combined together, and our stable diffusion model will be able to generate a new image. What we ask for a zombie, the features are there. We ask for a zombie running through woods. The background is all retained with from this image as the base, and you will be able to see this. So stable diffusion will help you in generating all these kind of colorful, creative, I mean, you can go ahead with imaginations and you can generate content very clearly through your descriptive prompts using this stable diffusion. So that's what stable diffusion is all about. Is it clear? I'll now show you the demo. But before we go into the demo, it's important for us to understand the usage of the Intel Developer Cloud. I'll walk you through that once again. Jay has already done it, but I will walk you through practically here. Now, what you need to do is, I have given the link in the chat box already. The link is console.cloud.intel.com. I repeat, console.cloud.intel.com. You can also type cloud.intel.com, but you will have to click one more button to go into the right link. So I have given you the straight link. Now here, if you can see, we have got a button called create an account. That's all. Your world of usage is very, very simple. We do not ask you for any credit card or debit card details. It's going to be free registration. What are all the details that we prompt you for? We ask you for your email ID. We prefer you to give your academic email ID or the company you are associated with, whatever it is, give that email ID, that's preferred. But otherwise, you can go ahead with normal email ID also, no restrictions, but it is preferred to go with official email ID. Now you give your first name and the last name. The last name is an expansion. It is not initial. Initials won't be accepted. So you ensure that you give your expanded initial properly. Now language, it's English for us. Country, if you're from India, select India. Set the password as per the guidelines and click verify your email. The moment you click verify your email, you'll be getting a 6-digit code into your email ID. The email ID, which has got the 6-digit code, has to be used for the next step. The screen will move to the next step when you click verify your email. There you need to give that code that has been generated for you. And after that, it will ask you to select which mode of service you want to go ahead with. Do you want to go ahead with standard free tier, or you want to go ahead with the next level services which are paid? You also have enterprise service level. So you can go through that later. But for learning, for initial purposes, to understand what it is, you can take the simple, normal, free option, which is available in the beginning. That's called standard tier.
1 second. There are some new students walking in. Just to give them a little bit background. My colleague on the bridge is talking about how to get access to Intel Tiber Developer Cloud. So what you need to do is go to cloud.intel.com, get an Intel account, registering your email ID, institution email ID, and then you go to the console.cloud.intel.com and then access that account. And then you will see some of the things that he was showing on the screen to really go through the hardware instances available, what are the training and documentations available. So he will step you through that. So since some of you are walking in new, just giving you a quick background. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Shreya.
I have also typed the same in the chat box so that the people who have newly joined in will get the benefit out of it. So please refer to the chat window, whatever I have typed with. I have also given the links for you to verify. If you have any queries, we can always take it up later. Now, I'm getting back to the window now. Now, once I register, once my registration process is all complete, I'm done with the registration. I will now get into the console.cloud.intel.com by logging in with the username and the password that I have set. And this is the window that you will get. This is called as the console home. Please understand, this will be available for every other cloud service that you are logging in. And we present it in a much better way and much easier way, along with a lot of training content for you. I will walk you through that. It's going to be very easy. Now, see this in the left-hand side. I am zooming it a bit for your convenience. You can see the hardware catalog. Just click that hardware catalog. You will be able to see the list of available hardware options supported with the Intel Developer Cloud, which is the Tiber Developer Cloud. We have got CPUs, which is the core compute. We have got GPUs, which include the Max series and data center GPUs. We have got HPC, which is high performance compute element, high bandwidth memory supported HPC computes are there. You can select any of them, purchase and use. For you to learn, for you to walk through the learning material, you do not have to go through this. This is to tell you that we have the best of the hardware available. And if you are doing a cutting edge project, and if you want to deploy and test it with the latest of the CPU or GPU, go ahead, select them. It is a very competitive rates that we are giving per hour. It will be like very minimal cost you need to pay and you will get access to it. Now, you need to get into the further thing called as training. I'll just zoom it a little bit again. I hope you are able to see the screen. Click the training. The moment you click the training, you will be taken to the world of training content, which Intel has curated for you, putting a lot of effort. Now, I'll ask a simple question to people out here. I want answers. Jay, please mediate. How many of you are very comfortable with machine learning fundamentals and machine learning things that are required for you to get into the next level of Gen AI learning or deep learning learning? How many of you know machine learning to a good extent? You can raise hands. I'm seeing you. How many of you are very good in machine learning? Okay. How many of you want to learn machine learning in the most easiest way? I want hands to be raised.
We have 1 minute.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people coming. I think almost a lot of times. So again, talking about the Tiber Intel Development Cloud, how to get access, go to console.intel.com, register with your institution email ID, and then go to console.cloud.intel.com, log in, and then you will see what is going to be showing you on the screen. Right? Okay, go
Right.
ahead.
My question stays, how many of you want to learn machine learning in the easiest way? I want hands to be raised. It's a good exercise. I see one hand, red t-shirt. Only one? I have few other hands getting raised right now. All right. I get a lot of people raising hands in the chat. I'm happy that way. Now, I'll show you the way that you can learn machine learning with optimized approach. Jay spoke about one API. Jay introduced those terms, and I'll just add a few points to that, and then I'll take you through the examples. You've got Python. Most of you must be using Python, right? You've got TensorFlow. Most of you must have been using TensorFlow. This Python and TensorFlow or PyTorch or whatever standard libraries and frameworks that you are using, they are not optimized for the hardware. But what we have is Intel optimized PyTorch, Intel optimized TensorFlow, Intel optimized Python. Sir, what do you mean by that, sir? When you are writing code, that code should not be just running, it should be efficiently running. It should utilize the minimum of RAM possible, and it should as well be faster in terms of execution. And that's what is called as optimized execution. Jay, should I wait for another couple of minutes?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I'll wait. Let me know when do we start again.
Can you on the?
Post interval, the movie is picking up.
What I suggest, Sriram, is quickly show them the icon because almost it's doubled now. Like Professor Lokesh was saying, nearly double now. So you can quickly show how to access the.
Yeah, I'll take not more than a minute for that.
We have a lot of time actually. We have time till another 1.5 hours. We can also
Right.
give a quick overview of the generative AI and then there are more coming in. Please come.
All right. But repeating the same story will be boring
No,
for
no,
these
not
people who have
repeating
already
that
listened.
slide which has the concept
Right.
itself. You can just do that.
Now I'll walk you through the cloud and I'll show the demonstrations there. Then I will connect it there properly. So that way it will be easy. Yeah. Now, if you see this for the new entrants who have come just now, we have got something called as Intel Tiber Developer Cloud.
Maintain silence. Listen to him on the bridge.
Right, please. Yeah, that will be of a great help. Now, if you see, we have got something called as Intel Tiber Developer Cloud. What is it? Very simple. It has got CPUs and best of the GPUs available inside, which you can go ahead and start using it. And we have also integrated the Jupyter Lab inside that Intel Developer Cloud, I mean the Tiber Developer Cloud, so that your learning and the practicing would be much more easier. That's the best feature I would like to highlight. It is all connected already with the Jupyter Lab, and you will not have any difficulty in terms of accessing the Intel Tiber Developer Cloud for your process and for your programming stuff. It's going to be very easy. Second very important thing I would like to highlight is we have got plethora of learning materials, tutorials, along with sample, code, PPT, and whatnot, even assignment questions, everything is there. So you can learn content from there. I'll walk you through that. We have got time for that. The third very important thing I would like to highlight here is you can gain access to the top class CPUs and GPUs in shared mode, which is called slum mode. Jay has already briefed about that. So you are going to use this without paying anything, and you can try that out and understand how things work with the Intel's infrastructure, and that's going to be the easiest part for you. Now, for me to get access to it, I need to get into the website called as console.cloud.intel.com. People who have already listened, forgive me. I have to walk through
who
this.
just came in, please, try to occupy the steps that are there. If you want to sit.
Oh, it's becoming, yeah, I understand. Now, if you see this, we have got an option to create an account. Just click create an account. And the moment you click create an account, you will be taken to the registration page. It will just ask you for your email ID, your full name. Please expand your initials, language selection to be done, country India if you're from India, and password options to be set. That's it. Once you are done with it, you will get a 6-digit code. And with that 6-digit code, you will be able to navigate to the next page and validate yourself. Once you validate, you will be able to select 3-tier options are there. You will be able to select 1-tier option out of that. The first one is a standard tier, which is a free option. You will have to go with that initially. Once you want to learn, once you want to understand the infrastructure, go ahead with the free standard tier option. Or if you are working on some cutting edge projects where you need full-time CPU and GPU for you dedicatedly available for you, go ahead with the premium service. That's the second option, but you need to pay for it per hour basis. And the third option is for enterprise customers who wants to rent it completely for their employees and to use it on a monthly basis. Billing all would be different there. So we have 3 options. The first option is standard free tier. As a student, you can go ahead and learn with the free options. We have got shared access for you, and that would be sufficient for you to learn. And second option, as I told you, premium. Third option, enterprise. If you're a startup or if you want something to be done at larger scale for a lot of employees, you can reach us out and we will be facilitating you with that. Now, once you are done with it, you will be logging in into this cloud called as the Intel Developer Cloud, and this is the home page which you will get into once your registration process is all complete. I repeat it, once your registration process is all complete, you will be getting into this particular portal. This is a very easy to handle portal where we have got a lot of training materials, contents, codes, everything is available. I'll walk you through so that you can understand. I asked a question sometime back before we have a lot of people whom we have here. Before you all came in, I asked a question. How many of you are very comfortable with machine learning? I asked this question. Now we have more people, so I can ask that question again.
So how many of you are comfortable with machine learning? I see about a dozen hands go.
How many of you
are
want
doing any deep learning projects? Same set of hands. Okay.
Right.
Good.
I want to know how many of them are interested to learn that. Can you check that, Jay?
Those who are not doing machine learning projects or deep learning projects, but want to learn DL, ML, those who want to can. I see about a smaller number of hands. Okay, more. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
So for those who wants to learn and for those who are thinking that if they should learn, they can still try this out. That's the option that I'm trying to connect here. And when you get into the Intel Developer Cloud, you will have an option called as training. You can see this here. There is an option called training. Just click this. And the moment you click it, you will be taken to the training content and the materials that are summarized for your reference. And this is all very high quality materials that you are getting. Now, as I told you, if you want to learn machine learning, the easiest way you can go ahead and learn is through this. Machine learning using one API. Just click this launch button. You will be getting the Jupyter Lab launched for you, where we have preloaded all the things available for you. And it's going to be very, very easy for you. You will not have any discomfort in terms of setting up the environment infrastructure. Everything is preset. I'll just show you that I have preloaded that for you. You can see that this is the thing that you will get once you click that button and once you log in into the Intel Developer Cloud. Can you see this? There is something called as training. This training is the folder directory that you need to go. And inside that you got AI. Just stay here. Before that, I'll explain you what is what very clearly, and then we can go into the further learnings there. Now you click this button plus here. This plus is called as launcher. As you can see, we have already integrated the Jupyter notebook very clearly, Jupyter Lab for you very clearly here, which is the best of the feature I would like to highlight to you. Because you need not go ahead and bother yourself with setting up the infrastructure and environment where you are going to write the code. It's going to be very simple and easy. The second thing that I would like to highlight to you is today you may want to work with simple Python. Next day you may want to work with PyTorch. And after that you may want to work with TensorFlow. And you may want to use TensorFlow for GPU, TensorFlow for CPU. Setting up the environment is the major problem, and I hope many people here who are working on ML and DL will accept this fact. It's not so easy to set up the environment and to handle the pip install this, pip install that, pip install this and that. This is all a pain. I hope some of you at least agree to that point. So what Intel has done is we have enabled you to go ahead and just click one button where your infrastructure, where your environment, everything is preset and it's going to be easy for you. Sir, I'm going to work on Python 3, sir. Just click this button. What you will get is a Python 3 preloaded environment. And you can see that the kernel which is made available here is called as Python 3 kernel. So whatever code you are typing here can be executed with Python 3 as the base. No, sir, I don't want Python 3. I want TensorFlow. Just click this button. I repeat, just click this button. And you could see that you can have a drop down menu button here. There you can select PyTorch if you want PyTorch. And the moment you select PyTorch, you will see that the option that is enabled for use PyTorch, we call this kernel. The kernel that is enabled for you is PyTorch right now, and we can switch kernels on the go very easily. This is the biggest advantage that you can see from Intel Developer Cloud, Tibet Developer Cloud, which is not predominantly found in many other cloud services that are being provided. Now I'm going to check with TensorFlow. I want TensorFlow for GPU. Just click that button, select it. Whatever you are getting here is called as the TensorFlow kernel for you, and that's it. It's very, very clear. That's it. So you are able to utilize the services, you are able to get the kernel's availability for you on the go with much, much easier approach. This was not available earlier, which we are getting right now. And this is one of the very important things I would like to highlight here. Now let's click that plus button again. Sir, I want to use this as a Linux kernel. Can I have Linux kernel here for me? Will I have Ubuntu here? Just click this terminal button. What you are going to get in front of you is called as the Ubuntu terminal. And this is a VM. You can see that we are getting into the Ubuntu right now. It will be confirmed with the command uname -a. What I have got is access to the Ubuntu virtual machine, and this is a proper Linux VM. So if you are trying to do something, if you want to do some research, I strongly suggest you to go ahead and try this out. And then if you have any questions, any suggestions, any help required, we'll always be happy to help you in this regard. Now I'm getting into the next one, which is far more important. It is very, very important to follow me right now, and I'll show you the demonstrations. As I told you, we have got the preloaded materials available for you, and we are going to get into that. Just a second. At times you may get this message as could not launch training. Just refresh it, it will work. And that's because so many people are using it globally in parallel. And that's the reason that you may not get it immediately at times. It's not that every time it will happen. It will happen maybe once in 15, 20 times that you try it. So many people are trying parallelly. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the machine learning content here. I got the hands raised, 4, 5 people raised at least, right? So see this, there is a directory called as Introduction to Machine Learning, right? Just click this Introduction to Machine Learning. The moment you click it, you can see that there are 11 directories available here. And that is nothing but your machine learning syllabus across any university, any top class university. This is the syllabus. There will not be much change in the syllabus. It will start with introduction. It will go on with supervised learning, how the test train split happens, gradient descent and regularization, regressions, SVM kernels, classification, clustering, everything will be done. Now, for an instance, I want to get into the second directory. I'm going into that. What are all the contents that will be available inside? You can see that there is an IPynb file available. Just click that. You can also see that there is a PDF file available. Just click that. The PDF file is nothing but the one prepared by Intel for you to get trained on the complete machine learning, and it is prepared by Intel stalwarts. There are technical experts who are working in Intel and who prepare this material, and this is of super quality. You can download it, use it, distribute it. There is no restriction. Now see this, the quality of the materials are phenomenal. This is a very good material. Parallelly, you also have videos available which can be shared with your professors. So you can learn the machine learning from the fundamentals in such a nice way. The examples are really very well picked and that's presented in a very nice way too. So these kind of learning materials will certainly enhance your understanding to the syllabus, both in a mathematical as well as theoretical aspect. I suggest you to check it through each of this directory. Not only this directory, each of this directory has got a learning material in the form of PDF, which is available for you. Check it out. Now, what is this IPynb file, sir? All the mathematical as well as the coding part is explained very clearly in terms of samples here. You can see this, the sample codes are given here. You can just select this cell, run it, and modify the cell as well if you want. And you can learn n number of times. I need to select the kernel. I need to reload the kernel. At times, we have to restart the kernel. All these are general things that we do with Jupyter Lab. So once you do that, you can run the code here and you can see each and everything which is available in the PDF as code part here with proper explanation. There will be questions as well for you. Each question will be there and you can try answering these questions and the answers are available in the assignment part which we can share with you. So this will be like a teacher giving you a question, parallelly giving you the learning material option, plus all these are available to you for free. For example, SVM, if I take, the complete learning content will be available here. It starts with what is support vector machine, why do we need that, how do we connect it with logistic regression learning. It will be our fantastic learnings. So you can see that the complete code is available and there will be questions followed by that, right? It's all very easy. Try it out. And if you have any troubles in using it, anytime you can reach either of us and we'll be very happy to assist you with the learning process. And it's going to be simple. Now, as I told you, it's time for us to get into generative AI. Sir, I'm very new to generative AI, sir. I do not know much about it. No worries. We've got about 7 tutorials for you, which starts with fundamentals. You can see that.
Louder, Sriram, little bit louder.
Okay.
The room is so big and full now.
Okay. One second. Now see this here. I have got 7 samples here, 7 tutorials here. All these tutorials are very well presented. I will walk you through one of the tutorials and I will run the through as well. I will take you through the text to image conversion process, which I'm going to run for you. Now, when I click this button, text to image with stable diffusion, when I click this launch button, this will be launched and you will have this code available in front of you. You see the code which has been written and presented to you very nicely. Most importantly, right, each of this line from the code is explained with the proper command line. We are setting up the environment, we are downloading the necessary import things, and this is with stable diffusion we are doing. So we are using the diffusion pipelines. We are going step by step. What are all the things we need? We need class where we are using text to image model class. We are using the load underscore pipeline where we will bring in the pre-trained model. The pre-trained model is nothing but the diffusion pipeline that we have. We are using the diffusion models here. And the next one is we are using Intel optimized PyTorch for us to go ahead and run this. So we are getting the code run in an optimized environment. And finally, we are generating images. The input is a text. I will show you. The output is an image. Then we are explaining you the code line by line. We are using the class text to image model. All these are available for you. And we are running it in XPU, which is nothing but Intel devices. So each of this line is explained. What is model ID? What is device? What are all these arguments? So for a beginner, there cannot be a better resource. For you to learn generative AI, there cannot be a better resource. So please understand each of these lines you must read through and understand. And once you run this code, I'll show you that right now. Once you run this code, you will be able to feed in the prompt. As I told you, we have got prompt options available. You'll be able to feed in the prompt and you'll be able to generate the results. I'm going to run it through right now, but before that, I'll show you something which I generated some time back. I have given a prompt as Sachin and Ganguly with Indian flag. This is what is generated. It may not look exactly like Sachin. I put a strong disclaimer right in the beginning because this is creative. When you go creative, images cannot be exactly as a photo capture. You are not capturing a photo. You are generating images with stable diffusion, and that too you are doing with Intel Max Series GPU. And we have used the diffusion pipeline for us to generate content. Your text will be converted to images, and that's how we are generating images here. I have tried Virat Kohli and Amitabh Bachchan. This looks a little better, I believe, and you can connect to Virat Kohli so easily, the beard. And Amitabh Bachchan is also very good there, I trust. I hope there are no Amitabh fans here. Likewise, we can try it out. I'll just see if I can run this right now so that you can have a feel and you can try this out later at your convenience. The simple way to run it is like regular running that you are doing. You do not have to go ahead with anything extra. Only thing is you will have to wait for some time until the previous step is complete. Do not go ahead with a complete run because the previous step, watch what is happening and then run with the next step. That is better for you, right? So that's the only request I have for you. Do not be in an urge to run it all at one go. At times it may fail. Now you can see that I have got the prompt option here. So we will ask for Rajinikanth. They are from IIT Madras. So let's call Rajinikanth. With whom? Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya Rai. I need 2 images. Let's make it 3. Generate images. When I click generate images, that's all. We will get the images generated immediately. And this is super fast. This kind of generation for this heavy kind of images is really fast. So you will feel it when you are generating it. It will not take much time, and this is very creative too. So only thing is we'll have to use it with strong ethical guidelines. It should not be used for purposes otherwise. I'll just show you the output, and you can understand how exactly it has come. You can see Rajinikanth 10 seconds ago, 19 seconds ago, 29 seconds ago. It's all getting generated. Rajinikanth with Aishwarya Rai. And I hope there are no Rajini fans here getting angry. This is Rajinikanth again with Aishwarya Rai. Rajinikanth with Aishwarya Rai. So if you generate contents, if you want to generate images for somebody who is not really famous, any questions, Jay?
Any questions anyone has?
Not about Rajinikanth, by the way.
Okay,
right, thank you.
go ahead.
So yeah, we will go back to it. This is very simple. So that's what I'm trying to convey you. You try it out. And in case you have any questions, right, you can reach us out. We will drop your email ID. We will drop you with our email ID as well so that you can try it out at your earliest conveniences. Now, I'm getting into the next part of the learning. I get some questions in the chat. Please wait. I'll answer the questions at the end of it. I'm getting into the next level where we will see the Hugging Face thing. Sir, what is this, sir? I'll quickly go through it. And this is also very interesting. Whatever I have done right now, right? I have generated content, I have generated images. I can do it in a much more easier way with Hugging Face. So what is it? I'll talk about it. I'll introduce you with Hugging Face, and it's going to be fun. It's all real easy. So what is it, sir? Very simple. You can build, train, deploy state-of-the-art models powered by reference open source in machine learning. It's very, very easy. Sir, anybody can become a machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer with Hugging Face in picture. Somebody said about transformers when Jay was asking, yes, we are going to use transformers. It's going to be really easy. I'll walk through you all with some of the examples. That's going to be real fun. Now, what is it? We can access data with Hugging Face. We can discover models. We can do inferencing. We can do model training. We can do optimization. Most importantly, it's all free and it's open source. So Hugging Face is primarily known for natural language processing and AI. The company clearly provides you a platform and set of tools for developers to work and most importantly deploy state-of-the-art machine learning models, particularly focusing more on NLP. Why did the name come? The company's name comes from their mascot, which is a Hugging Face emoji. Hugging Face gained super popularity and prominence for most of its contributions towards the open source community. Particularly, their work on transformers is amazing. And please understand, transformers is nothing but like a library for natural language processing. And Hugging Face platforms include real wide range of pre-trained models, data sets, and tools. And that's going to be really easy. If you had to write 100 lines of code earlier for you to get the depth of an image or to generate a panoramic image in 3D view, you need now 10 lines of code with Hugging Face transformers, and that's going to be very easy. Sir, is it really 10 lines? Yes, it's going to be less than 10 lines and it's going to be very easy. So that's the way Hugging Face has evolved. Now, machine learning and deep learning and Gen AI have become the new, that's the era. That's where we are in. So we will have to learn all this, and Hugging Face makes your learning very easy. And one term I would like to introduce here, Hugging Face is a superb low-code platform. It's not a no-code platform, it's a low-code platform. What do you mean by that, sir? I cannot avoid coding. I need to write. But if earlier I had to write 100 lines of code, now I need to write only 10 lines of code. What I need to know, I need to know which are all the transformers I need to call and which are all the transformers I need to use with what are all the arguments that I need to pass to it. That's it. That's the only thing that we need to know. Once we know that, it's going to be very, very easy. I'll show you a simple example and you will be able to understand it. Now, the term transformer is to be discussed, but before that, is Hugging Face free? Yes, the hub is free, and you will not find any ads even. That's the best part of it. It's annoying. You can host unlimited number of models, datasets, and spaces. You can create superb level of projects, and you can deploy, implement, and showcase it there. It has got a very prominent community support along with Intel as well. We have got support there. We are a very active contributor to Hugging Face community, and I'll talk about it a little later. Sir, where can I learn Hugging Face? Sir, just go into huggingface.co. There is an option to learn. The complete NLP course is presented to you there with fundamentals of transformers being started with, and it has gone to the final level where you can build and share demos. It's going to be very, very easy. The entire materials are presented to you in a very nice way. Sir, how important or how easier it is to go ahead and use the Hugging Face platform? I'll just show you a simple demo here. Have a look at it. I hope you are able to see the screen. I've gone into huggingface.co right now. I am picking up spaces of the week. There are so many sample projects available. I'm getting into Comic Factory. I am going to type something. I can type anything that I wish. I'm typing a detective frog and tall man. I can give the style as rainy, which means the picture must have some rainy content in it. Just click yes. It will generate a new story for you. The story generation is easy, but generating the story after which editing the story as per your wish, something is amazing. I'll show you how it is done. Now you can see that it's getting the story clearly generated. I asked for a detective frog, which means that the attire for the frog should be similar to the detective one. I also needed a tall man in my picture. So see if both of these are coming, and this is amazing. You got a tall man. You can see there is a detective frog popping up. The second part of this is already visible and the first part is now visible. That's it. It has generated a clear content for you. Sir, where is the story, sir? Right click and there will be a story connected to it. You can edit the story and according to your edit, you'll get the images regenerated as well. For an instance, I do not want this black coat man to wear a black blazer. I want it as a white blazer. I can go ahead and do it. I can really make it that way. The grids, number of images, everything I can select on the go. This is a perfect example of how Gen AI has become so easy for us. We can redraw the picture by clicking redraw button. We can edit the textual content and relatively you can get the images generated easier for you. So click the edit button. and you will get complete story connected to that picture. You can see this. Now he was wearing a black suit is what is there. Now I'm going to make it white. White suit, save, that's it. Now see that we will get a new white suit based image generated, and we can see the new images are getting generated on the go. This is the best part of it. So they have got so many models like this, which are all transformer powered. Now the man has come with the white coat. The white blazer is there. It's as simple as that. So try it out, and this is very, very interesting. So what does Intel have here, sir? The Intel is partnering. Intel has already partnered with the Hugging Face, where we have contributed a lot of contents to Hugging Face. We have got contributions in terms of transformers, and you can use them directly. And Intel and Hugging Face have come up with powerful, powerful contribution. So I'll show you one of them, and you can understand how much easier it is for you to go ahead and pick it up and start using it. And most important point is, right, it has democratized AI on the whole, and anybody can become AI engineers. This is very, very easy. Now, we need to understand what is the most important thing that we are creating through this generative AI models, through these platforms. First, we should democratize AI. Sir, why, sir? It's everywhere. We have to go ahead with AI everywhere. We have to learn, and we have to let others learn as well. So it's easy. Democratize AI with reducing the number of lines of code that's being written. Second, number of resources and cost incurred towards setting up and learning all these should be reduced. We have cut down that. Create maximum value for the organizations that you are working. If you are connected to a company, that's what is done as well. Now, for the people who do not know what is transformer, I'll quickly walk through it. A transformer is a simple deep learning model architecture primarily connected with NLP. This is a key innovation. This is the superb growth that has happened in this sector. This will allow the developer to go ahead and pull out the relevant transformer and write the code in very minimal number of lines. And these transformers have got excellent value add, right? The transformers will be able to even weigh the importance of different words when it comes to NLP, right? We need to understand what is the importance of each and every word. What makes the transformer special is that the ability to pay attention actually uh, to the different parts of a particular sentence. For an example, when translating a sentence from one language to another, the transformer knows which words in the input sentence are important for understanding the meaning, and it focuses more on that particular words. This attention to detail really helps the transformers to do a great task on the tasks like translating languages, summarizing articles, answering questions. They are basically the powerhouse behind all what you are seeing today as Gen AI applications. Right. I'll show you some simple examples. Sir, which platform should I use, sir? You can use the platforms which are similar to Intel Developer Cloud, Tibet Developer Cloud, whatever I have shown you. But on the other side, no, sir, I don't want to go ahead with Developer Cloud. Do we have Google Colab supporting all this? Yes, we can try all this in Google Colab as well. I'm going to show you one of the examples with Google Colab. Then I will take you through, navigate you through the Tibet Developer Cloud based learning. So it's going to be very simple. Let's take one simple example. I'm going to try with the DPT. DPT, as you see here, it's a transformer, dense prediction transformer. There are multiple dense prediction transformers available with the Hugging Face. This is the contribution from Intel. We have contributed this DPT. This is very easy to use. And this DPT internally uses VIT. VIT is vision transformer. This might be slightly high for people who are not yet into it, but don't worry. These are like pre-built functions which are available, and we are pulling them in, and we are trying to do some phenomenal tasks. That's all. I'll show you one demo here, which is all tried with the Google Colab. The only disadvantage I have with Google Colab is the availability of the resources for me to run the samples. Whenever I go ahead and run with Google Colab, after a couple of instances, couple of times I run it, it will say that your GPU allotted time, allotted capacity is done. So you cannot run for next 8 hours or 10 hours or something like that, which is not in the case when you come with the Tibet Developer Cloud, which we have been talking about. Now see this. This is the 4 lines of code that you need to go ahead for you to get the DPT used. That the dense prediction can be done very easily with just 4 lines of code. I'm importing the pipeline from the transformers. I'm going to do the depth estimation task. The model is DPT large, and I am just pushing in the result. Sir, will it work? I'm going to show you that right now. The code is presented here, as you can see. Just 4 lines of code, nothing else. Just 4 lines. And I have given the image output here for your quicker reference. And where do we go ahead and learn all this, sir? It is available right away in the huggingface.co. This is the sample image that I have taken. Now I have to go ahead and get the dense predicted very clearly, the depth content for this, and the depth estimation has to be done. Now I'm running it. Whenever you are running it with Google Colab, I request you to also open the parallel window where you will get the complete details about the utilization of the GPU. Because if it fails, that could be one of the reasons where you do not get the GPU allocation there, or RAM could be the RAM utilization should have been over. So see that I'm running it right now. It takes a very limited amount of time for you to run it. All these are available for you to learn, to try out in the Hugging Face portal itself. Only thing you need to do is huggingface.co/Intel. That's all. You get all the Intel models available there, which are optimized, which are tested, and you can use it right away for your projects. Now see that it's running, and it will get you the result in no time. Let me scroll. Oh, it's going through. No problem. It's going to be ended. And if you face any problem in this, let me know. We'll be able to help you. Now see that we got the depth estimator. For this to be done, normally you may need to write a lot of lines of code if you are not utilizing this low code platform. Sir, is it the only thing that we have? No, I'll show you something more, and that will be even more interesting. Let's get into not Rajnikant this time. We'll get into something else. I will take you through a very simple example. See, this is again Hugging Face, but from Intel. So Hugging Face has got contributions from so many different contributors. Intel is one of the most active contributors. Hugging Face provides you deep value in the open source ecosystem, and there is no second thought about it. They have been really amazing. And Intel and Hugging Face have been partnering for many years now to really bring the best of the framework libraries and tools experience on the Intel hardware. So when you try it with Intel hardware, right, you'll be able to find the best of the performance. So Intel has worked deeply with the foundational stack, such as the TensorFlow, the PyTorch, ONNX, OpenVINO, everything. And all these are made available to you in a much easier way for you to access through the Hugging Face. The Hugging Face libraries, tools, transformers, diffusers, all these things are optimized. And when you run it on Intel platform, you will see the results in a much easier way. And that's going to be fun for you. And I'm going to show you one such model called as LDM 3D Panoramic. LDM 3D Pano. This model is available in this web link, huggingface.co/Intel LDM3D-Pano. You can read through this content. All the articles that are written related to this are all very nice. So complete contribution from Intel. You can see that. You can understand even the complete detail with respect to construction of it, usage of the vision transformers, everything will be very clearly presented to you. Try it out. But now what we are going to do is I'm going to show you the demonstration where you can see that I am importing all the necessary things and I'm doing the pip install. I'm using this model Intel/LDM 3D Pano. This is the model that I'm going to use and I'm running it on the CPU. Now, what is the prompt I'm going to give? I'm going to give the prompt here. The prompt can be anything, a huge ground with players. What is the name of the image? The name of the image is player-pano. These are all the features that I'm specifying with respect to the resolution. I am getting the output saved. That's it. The work is done. How many lines of code do you have really? To me, only these two lines are called as the code. This is called prompt. This is called your resolution setting and output feature setting. So only with these 4 lines of code or 3 lines of code, you are able to get a complete creative image generated. And that's possible only with Hugging Face and Intel models there. So try it out and it's very, very interesting. I'll just see if I can run this right now. Just give me 1 second. It may take a little bit of time, but let's wait. I'm running it. One biggest advantage, right? I tell you all, you need not do any presetting here. No environment setting, nothing is required. You can go ahead, start typing this code. The code will run. If it doesn't run, reach us out. We have a very huge community which is working with us, and it's going to be really, really easy for you to learn from the community also. So you can see that the image is getting generated. It's going to be fun. All these are easy. There is no difficulty, and this can be learned so easily as well. The learning materials are also plenty. I hope till now it's interesting. All of you are listening. Is it interesting? I need an yes, no.
Yes.
Is it going good? Guys, I need a thumbs up. If I'm there, no, I can ask you a lot of questions in person. Maybe Jay can mediate right now. Let's see if the output has come. Oh, it's working. Work in progress. Let's give another half a minute. %96. So we will get two images generated. One image is all about getting the 3D panoramic content generated. Another one is the depth image. So the depth content will also be generated. Can we see right now? Yes. 6 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago. So we have got both generated. So what did we ask for? We asked for a ground. So that has generated something creative. And the depth image will also be available for you. Just getting loaded. You have to wait. I generated all this sometime back, temple images and depth content. I generated something like this where I can see list of people, a bunch of people sitting in a bus. That was the prompt. I gave a prompt like bunch of people sitting together in the bus. So you can see that it has generated the content as well as the depth content. You can fine tune it. If you want, you can take the model, start fine tuning it. All those are practically possible as well. So I hope this was interesting. I'll show you one more thing that's even more interesting. Just give me 1 second. I'll set it up. This is done right. So similarly, I've got another simple model called as LDM 3DSR. This is again stable diffusion. You can see that a girl and boy walking together on riverside. This is the sample that I'm giving. I mean the input prompt. The complete details about this model, which is contributed by Intel, is here. So it's going to be fun, easy to learn. It is very much easy to learn. The model is here. I'm going to run it through right now. You can try it out at your convenience later. So it cannot run on CUDA. It has to be run on CPU. I may have to do some import. Because PyTorch, no, it won't work. 1 second. Yes, it will work. It takes time. It will work because earlier it was in CUDA. So CUDA is for NVIDIA, you know, right? So I'm changing it to Intel. Now I'll also show you something very interesting. I have got a very simple piece of code which can help you create your own chat application. Sir, what is that, sir? Like not up to ChatGPT level, but you can create it for your projects where you can create your own math assistant. So for that, we have got something called as Intel Neural Chat Compressor. We have got Neural Chat 7B-V3-1. If you read through that, you can understand the technology part of it, how it is constructed and all those things. But this is a simple piece of code that will enable you to feed an input like this. You are a math expert. Your mission is to help users to understand and to solve various math problems. You should provide step-by-step solutions, explain reasonings, and give the correct answer. So when I do that, and if I give input like 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 minus 9, it should be able to give me response. And you can see the response here. I've just run it in the morning. Step 1. This is what I told you sometime back as the prompting techniques and COT, chain of thought. It has broken the first part properly. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 8 is 19. And this is available. Step 2. It has taken 19 minus 9 and it is 10. Now it has become a math teacher. You can feed the input and you can change it the way you wish. For example, here instead of minus 9, I add plus 10 and I need to see if we can run this. Yes, I'm running it and it will work and it will earlier it is. I need to select the appropriate kernels. That's very, very important. Now we will see if the previous one has been completed, as I cannot load the kernel so much with the different process being run every time. Yes, this is done. 1 minute ago, the previous sample was generated. A girl and boy walking on the riverside or something. So the riverside is clear. I do not know if this is a boy or girl, but still that is okay. It is generated. So these kind of samples are available with us. Try it out. All these samples are available for you to freely try out. And please understand, Hugging Face, if you use, there is no copyright violation, nothing is there. With respect to using Hugging Face, you are free to use it completely. You are free to modify. Everything is easy for you. So I don't think you will have to really think twice to even get into Hugging Face. Start downloading the model, start using it. And if you build something very interesting with Hugging Face with Intel contributions, let us know. We'll be very happy to consider that models to be exhibited in our community platforms. Also, we are more than happy to support you in case you need any technical assistance in terms of running them. So the neural chat window is running. So you can see that it's working. The output has come. Start with first number 1, add with the next number 1 plus 3, continue with the rest of the numbers 4 plus 11, 11 plus 9, 8, 19 plus 10. So the answer is 29. So this is called chain of thought. That's the reason I included that content, that piece of small content when it comes to the prompting. So when I prompted, automatically chain of thought is included in these kind of models, which is the beauty, right? So I'm heading into the final part of the discussion. What is it, sir? RAG. What is RAG? Is there anybody who knows RAG here? What is RAG? Any update? Any idea? Okay, listen to me. I'll just quickly tell you that I need not show you the demo. I'm sure that you guys can try it out yourself because I walked you through that. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. That's all. Nothing but retrieval augmented generation. I am asking a question to ChatGPT or any such engine. If it doesn't have a right reply, it will still try to give you a reply and it will make you feel like that is the best reply it can give you. This is called hallucination. I do not have a right reply, but I'll act like I'm giving you a right reply and you will have a problem there. So for that to be avoided, I can have a set of database with me. I can have data contents with me. It can be websites, it can be local database, it can be DB with me. Plus, I'll also accept the prompt and I'll generate the content. When I'm accepting the prompt, what I will do is I'll look into the database. I'll also see into the prompt. I will do the information retrieval plus generative AI together. Information AI, retrieval AI plus generative AI together gets you the content. So that way they are avoiding the hallucination. They are avoiding the irrelevance of the answers that are being given by the kind of engines that we are using. And this sample is also available here for your reference because RAG is one of the very important topics people are discussing a lot. Here, what we have done is I have got a very simple RAG for you. Please go ahead and test it out. This will give you output in such a way that you are getting a dialogue based output. So I'll show you a simple example here. I asked a question about robotics arm misalignment. So it will provide me an output as such the customer and the technical guys are talking together. So that's the kind of content that we have here in this particular portal, I mean this particular cloud. Try it out. The complete RAG with step-by-step example and explanation is available. RAG is normally considered to be a little difficult for us to understand, but it's not. When you go through these kind of platforms, it's going to be really very easy. Try it out. And finally, one more thing I will have to give it to you. If you are doing projects on AI, if you are doing projects with the open platforms, and if you want to really explore the openly available projects, I recommend you to go to Google and type. I'll just go to Google right now. Intel AI reference kits. That's it. It will take you to the first link where we have got 34 plus projects available. And all those projects are given to you in terms of handling the data properly. Pre-processing is done, ingestion is done, modeling is done, tuning is done, deployment is done, and the complete code is presented to you from the GitHub. You can see that the complete samples are available to you. You can download the code, you can test it, you can use it as per the guideline that we have provided you, and it's all easy to use and free to use. So this is called Intel AI reference kit, and we encourage you to try it out. And if you have any difficulty in terms of implementation or something like that, you can always reach us. I'll quickly show you that. See this. This is what I told you. RAG I have just quickly introduced you with. We can share this material with you later if you are interested in. This is something I told you. We have got AI reference kits where you have got projects which are openly available for finance, insurance, healthcare, automation, customer care, synthetic data generation. That's the best part of it because most of our projects need synthetic data to be generated. And we have got AI-based synthetic data generation, unstructured data handling, structured data handling, everything is done there. So for manufacturing and utility related projects, the complete implementation is available. Security, cyber security, and tech, the IoT Industry 4.0 projects are available there. So what you need to do is you can download the repos from Git, try it out at your end, but ensure that you have set up the necessary prelims that they have given you. And with that, you will be able to get all these very clearly. Now, please use the Tiber Cloud. You can start using it from console.cloud.intel.com. You can build the applications and exhibit them in the Git. We'll be super happy if you can do that. And if you're interested in becoming student ambassadors, please reach out to Jay and me. We'll be very happy to nominate you to be the student ambassador. And you can visit something called as Awesome One API, where we have got the best of the projects listed, and that's going to be phenomenal. And you can get featured if you do some good projects, and that way you will get known to the community. And we really want you to do that. And most important point is we have got rich set of suits, but you should use it. We've got rich set of examples and sample files available. Go ahead, explore and use it. The Intel Developer Zone, IDZ, we call it. We've got a lot of contents on different areas of AI, machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI, NLP. A lot of contents are there. Go ahead and use it. And if you have any doubts anytime, we'll be more than happy to assist you. And from this crowd, we have a very important thing to be conveyed. We'll be very happy to take up your projects and mentor you. If at all you have got some project ideas which you want our mentoring, you can take it up as a project challenge and start building it. We'll be able to help you out in all possible aspects, and we will also send you some interesting goodies. I'm sure we will send it, so don't worry about that. And only thing is, we want you to try it out. Wherever you have any sort of requirement, any sort of help needed, do not hesitate, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Now I'll take up the questions from the chat first, and then we'll be taking up the questions.
So there are quite a lot of questions in the chat.
Correct. So I'll take it up one by one.
But also, if there are any in the room, please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, sure. First, I'll take up the chat part, then I'll come to the room. Human intelligence with generative AI comparison. Human intelligence can slightly predict and understand what can happen tomorrow, and we do not require kind of training. And the predictive intelligence or the Gen AI things is 100% based on history. I'll have to train the system. If you ask ChatGPT a question, and if you're asking about future, it will tell you very clearly that, sorry, I do not have any data about it. So
for example, I'll give you 2 years from now, what is the Sensex likely to be? Human intelligence cannot predict so much, right? But from all the available data over the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, all the economic policies that are happening, it is more easier. It's easier to predict with this kind of generative AI thing.
Second question, are there FPGAs available right now? No, not right now. At this instance, you do not have FPGAs with the Intel Developer Cloud. I mean, the Tiber Developer Cloud. Soon it will be added. It can be added soon. And
is anyone doing any project with the FPGAs? Is it on the bridge?
Yes, it's on the bridge. Mr. Sai Prashant Koturi has asked.
Okay. So please be in touch. We have another group that is helping with the FPGA. There were some other questions also, right?
Yeah, integration with web app. Currently, we are having integrations done. Streamlit is being used effectively as well. So if you have any questions on that part, Mugul, you can reach us out. We'll be connecting you with appropriate people and we can assist you.
Was it related to Apache Spark or what?
Nothing. He's asking with just web app integration and it can be done. The next question, sir, a part of standard packaging in Intel Tiber, what CPU, GPU resources? When you go with standard Tiber access, you get the access to the CPUs and GPUs based on the kernel that you select. For example, when you are selecting the kernel PyTorch_GPU, you get shared access to the Max series GPU. For the examples that I have shown you, right, I got access to Max series GPU. When you go with TensorFlow or when you go with any CPU requirement there, you will be allotted with Xeon CPU, but shared access. That's called Slum. Jay spoke about it a little bit, and you get access to these kind of resources. How to connect with you for doubts? Very nice. You can reach us out through our email ID. I'll drop you mine and Jay as well.
I think it's easier to put it on the, if you have any doubts, community.intel.com.
Yes.
That's where you get the. So, somebody asked about, did you cover OpenVINO a little bit?
OpenVINO I did not cover because I felt that it's out of the scope. Maybe I can talk about it
No,
a little bit for
I
a
talked
minute.
about OpenVINO in the earlier session.
I
It is
understood.
yeah,
I'll just quickly introduce that maybe, and I can show the resources for that so that these
yeah,
students can
that would be
understand.
great.
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
All the computer vision projects, any of you doing any computer vision? There's one person, third one.
No problem, Jay. We will cover it up. Just a minute.
Please
So
take a
what
look
is
at it. Yeah.
what is open? Very simple. We have got one more platform or framework that you can call it as. We've got open visual inferencing and neural network optimization toolkit, which is available with supported with Tiber Developer Cloud as well. You can easily do the inferencing part, and you can go ahead with the usage of CPU, GPU, FPGA, VPU, most importantly, vision processing unit also through this OpenVINO. And we have got two versions of OpenVINO. One is OpenVINO Toolkit, directly supported by the OpenVINO community, and Intel distribution of OpenVINO is there, which is supported by Intel. So for example, one API, as I told you, it's all completely open, community support is there. And likewise, we have got OpenVINO, which is supported by community very strongly, open community strongly. Now we can go ahead and build with any of these options like TensorFlow, Caffe, PyTorch, MXNet, Keras, ONNX, anything you can pick up, and OpenVINO supports it. You can convert and optimize models, and most importantly, you can optimize it for the implementation and deployment with the CPU, GPU, iGPU, which is nothing but Intel Iris Max series. BPU, we've got something called as Movidius. Jay can talk about it a little bit if needed, and FPGA also. So we provide you support for building, optimizing, and deploying. This is completely powered by OneAPI 2. So you need not go ahead and set up the environment, infrastructure, all those things. Go ahead to the Tiber Developer Cloud. You can start writing the code, and that can directly run with Intel Tiber Developer Cloud. I'll show you the resources where it is available from
So
Hello
there is
World.
something called intermediate representation after you create the model, and
Correct.
then you
Yeah.
can deploy it on any of the
Correct.
packages.
So it makes you very flexible. I mean, you need not really go ahead and write it for one thing and get attached to it. You can go ahead and check with IR, and then you can make it deployed in any architecture that you want, and that's going to be really very flexible. So if you see this, we've got applications already developed in multiple sectors: industrial, smart cities, healthcare, media, retail, gaming, whatnot, everywhere, including safety. We have developed a lot of applications. And if I show you the samples, you'll be stunned, and I'll just take you through that right now. They have got 200 sample codes available for you, which are all very easily accessible for you through the Git. Uh, from the Hello World, as you can see, we have got examples here. If you're working on computer vision, right, it's 200 plus. All these are very, very easy to use. Nothing is required. Go ahead and run it. The IPUNB file is there. You'll have the output sample. You have the README file clearly. Just click this Hello World file, download it, run it from the Tiber Developer Cloud. It will work. If it doesn't work, maybe some tweaking may be required, but 99% I trust that no tweaking is required. So all these are available in the link that I'm going to share with you. So this tutorials for OpenVINO is really, really useful. If you are into core computer vision and stuff, this would be really very helpful for you. So take it up, and I have copy pasted that in the chat. I think
So
that way it
there
will
is
be useful.
a hand raised by Binu and Stella Mary.
Oh, 1 second, Jay. Let me quickly complete it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see this, end of the day, this is how I want to complete it. We have got a data engineering option. I mean, the data analytics at scale can be done. You can create models. You can customize the models as per your wish, and then you can optimize and deploy. So we provide you the complete end-to-end machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI pipeline. Jay spoke about it. We have got one API to come hand in hand to support you. We have got one DNN, which is for deep neural network. We have got collaborative communications library, math kernel library, DAL, one DAL, and all these are really very simple to learn and use. Most importantly, the inclusion of Hugging Face into our community and we getting into there is a phenomenal benchmark for us. And we have got a lot of real good things there, and you can go ahead and start exploring all those. So that's a very important note I wanted to tell you. We can share all these contents with you in terms of links and all those stuff. So with that note, I will take up the questions again. If you have any other questions.
From the room,
yeah, I have a question here from somebody. He has asked how much help for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is all around data. If you are handling, we can go ahead with Intel one DAL. We have one data analytics library. So that library will help you in using the optimized scikit-learn, optimized libraries for you to go ahead and work and analyze. So you can use one DAL, which is part of the one API. So that way, cybersecurity related data analytics can be done in a much effective way. So that's one thing. Second thing is if you are using CNN or anything of that kind, you can use one DNN, one deep neural networks library. That's also available for you. And if you have any specific question on that, you can reach me, Sanjeev, later. We will be able to help you. If any specific data related help that you want, we can definitely consider.
From the room. Person, do you have any question? Okay, so he had a question of the break time, the heterogeneity. Welcome to ask questions, and later on you can actually try out all these contents, right? He'll send you the deck, the PDF form, forward it to you. Then you can get access to the IDC that I got. Then run through the board. This is very important for future, right? Whatever you may be studying, there's one thing, but this is the evolving, the next gen, the generative AI. You should know about this, especially if you're in the complex science. All the jobs in future are going. So there's going to be less and less of human coding, more and more human prompting. So how we can get the code out of the system? We need to know how to manage the system. Right, if there are no further questions, we'll stop here and let's. So we have a group picture. Yeah, sure. Yes, thank you. Now come here. Hopefully, whatever you learned in the last 2.5 hours will be useful for you. We can come back later on. We have something called the AI PC coming out very soon in the next couple of months. Come back with the dev kit and show them.
That's a most exciting thing which is coming shortly. So we'll have some cool demos there, like what you have seen today.
Thanks, yeah, we can do that. No, all of you can please sit there, take a picture, just a couple of minutes. Yeah, just 1 or 2 minutes.
How do I post, Jay?
No, you can't. Yeah. I think the whole. One this side, other this side. So that's a good. But I think that is highlights. Take the microphone. Okay, thanks all of you for attending.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thanks for attending. Do good job, guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Jay, I'm signing off, Jay. Jay, I will sign off.